You know that feeling when you see the same health hack pop up everywhere online and you finally think, okay, what's actually going on here? That's exactly where I was a week ago, standing in my kitchen with a clove and a piece of ginger. Everywhere I scrolled, someone was saying the same thing. Chew these together for 7 days and watch what happens. Better digestion, fresher breath, fewer cravings. It sounded almost too easy, which is usually a red flag, but I wanted to know if there was anything real behind it, or if it was just another wellness trend that sounds good but does nothing. So I tested it, and here's the thing. Something did happen, but not everything people talk about online actually showed up. And one effect I noticed, almost nobody warns you about it. For some people, it's actually a problem. So here's what I did. I kept it realistic. 1 whole clove, 1 thin slice of fresh ginger, once a day, always after eating. I didn't go overboard, didn't turn it into some intense detox ritual. Just a simple routine anyone could actually stick to. And instead of relying on how I felt, I tracked specifics, breath and how my mouth felt throughout the day, digestion, bloating, heaviness, any weird nausea, cravings, especially that mindless snacking we all do without thinking, and overall energy. No expectations of magic, just curiosity about what happens when you take an internet trend and actually pay attention to your body's response. But before I tell you what changed, you need to understand why this combo hits so hard in the first place. Because it's not some mystical synergy, it's just chemistry doing its thing. Cloves are packed with something called eugenol. That's the compound that gives them that punchy smell and that slightly numbing feeling when you bite into one. Dentists have actually used it for years because of that numbing effect. So when you chew a clove, you're flooding your mouth with this oil immediately. That's why the sensation is so strong so far. Ginger works differently. It's loaded with gingerols and shogals, compounds that are known for easing nausea and calming mild digestive upset. That warm, tingly heat you feel, that's your digestive system reacting to those compounds in real time. And here's the key. Chewing them raw keeps everything concentrated. Cooking breaks some of those oils down, but when you chew them fresh, you get the full hit. Now, does a strong sensation mean a strong health benefit? Not always. Sometimes it just means your nerves are responding to something intense, but it does mean something's happening. So let's talk about what actually started shifting over the first few days. Right away, the most obvious change was in my mouth. Cloves have this powerful aromatic quality, so breath feels noticeably fresher almost immediately. Ginger makes you salivate more, which naturally helps rinse things out. It wasn't life-changing, but it was real. By day 3 or 4, digestion started to feel a little different. Ginger's reputation for helping with that heavy, bloated feeling after meals, that actually tracked. Meals sat a little lighter, especially the heavier ones. But I'll be honest, some days I felt no difference at all, and that's completely normal. Bodies aren't machines. Then toward the end of the week, something subtler happened. I noticed I wasn't reaching for random snacks as much, and I don't think it's because clove and ginger are appetite suppressants in any medical sense. I think it's simpler than that. When your mouth is filled with that intense, lingering flavor, it sort of interrupts that autopilot snacking habit. You become more aware before you just grab something. It's a pattern interrupt, not a craving killer, but it's interesting. Now here's where most videos end. They give you the highlights, tell you it's amazing, and move on. But that's not the full picture. Because for some people, this combination doesn't feel helpful at all. And that's the part we need to talk about. Natural doesn't mean harmless. And when you start doing something every single day, even something simple, your body notices. For some people, the first issue is stomach irritation. Raw ginger can trigger heartburn or that uncomfortable burning reflux feeling, especially if you're already prone to acidity. Cloves are strong too, so together they can irritate a sensitive stomach instead of soothing it. If you deal with gastritis or reflux regularly, this combo might actually make things worse, not better. Then there's something almost nobody mentioned. Blood chemistry. Cloves contain eugenol, and that compound can influence blood clotting. Ginger has a similar mild effect. For most healthy people eating normal amounts, it's usually not a problem. But if you're on blood thinners, have a bleeding disorder, or have surgery coming up, this isn't something to casually mess around with. And ginger can also lower blood sugar slightly. That's usually helpful, but if you're on diabetes medication or prone to sugar crashes, chewing it daily without paying attention could leave you feeling dizzy or drained. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm trying to make sure you're informed, because if you still want to try it, there's a smart way to do it that minimizes risk and maximizes the chance you'll actually notice something useful. If you're curious, here's how to do it responsibly. 1 whole clove, 1 small slice of fresh ginger, once a day, always after a meal, never on an empty stomach. That alone cuts down the chance of irritation. Chew slowly for about 20 to 30 seconds. Let the flavors release, then either swallow or spit it out, whatever feels right. And drink some water afterward to dilute those oils a bit. Most importantly, pay attention. If you notice persistent heartburn, dizziness, stomach discomfort, or bruising more easily than usual, stop. That's your body giving you feedback, not you failing the challenge. And if you're on blood thinners, managing diabetes with meds, dealing with serious reflux, or planning surgery soon, skip this one or talk to someone who knows your health history first. The goal isn't to force a result, it's to observe how your body actually respond without overdoing it. And when you do that for about a week, the outcome is usually way more realistic than what you see in a 15-second clip. So if you want to try this, don't just follow the trend blindly. Treat it like a real experiment. Notice your breath, notice your digestion, notice your cravings and energy. And if you want help tracking it properly, drop the word track in the comment. I'll pin a simple 7-day checklist so you can actually measure what's happening instead of guessing. And if you like this kind of thing, real experiments, no hype, just honest breakdowns of what actually happens in your body. Subscribe. Every week I test one everyday habit, explain the biology behind it, and separate the facts from the internet myths. Also, tell me what you want next: fennel seed, raw garlic, or pumpkin seed. Your vote decides the next experiment.